All right, divine rising, everybody. Let me make sure I am live on my platforms here. And if you are tuning in with me right now, thank you so much. Um, excuse me. I'll be getting started here in just a minute. I'm live on YouTube. Yay. Let's see. Let me check my Facebook pages. I'll get there. Right here. I am live here. Let's see, where am I? Let me go down. Here we go. I'm looking at myself. All right, let me check this one here. Get on here. Excuse me. I've been dealing with an itchy throat for a couple of days. Well, longer than a couple of days, let me say. All right, I am showing to be live on my other profile. All right, so a couple more things, and then we'll go ahead and get started in this topic: why so many women stop trusting themselves online. Let me pin a couple of things, and then we'll get started here. If you have any questions, bring your questions. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Okay, let's see here. We have paste it there and paste it here. That's it. Yeah. Also, one other thing, and then we'll go ahead and get started here. Like I said, bring your questions. Excuse me. Hope y'all having a divine morning. I don't know. I'm just grateful every morning. Somebody didn't get up this morning, and I am grateful that I. What in the world? I didn't even hit it. I guess I had to hit send for it to work, right? All right, there we go. Excuse me. So, how many people wake up just grateful every freaking morning? I love that I get up and I get to do this. I get to do this. This is what I love about my life is that I get to do certain things. Um, and being full time entrepreneur, that, my friend, is fun. Now, there's a lot of things that'll match up with being a full time entrepreneur, but it is. I'm grateful to be able to get up and do this. Just just forever grateful every single morning that I rise. I'm not gonna say that every aspect of my life is there's some challenges because they are. But I don't feed into those challenges at all. Excuse me. Pardon me on this morning, but anyway, like I said, we're gonna go ahead and tap into why so many women stop trusting themselves online, and pretty much the cost of constantly looking outside yourself for direction, right? So this live is about a lot of women are not lacking compatibility. They've just spent too much time around noise, pressure, and conflicting opinions online. And so today we're talking about clarity, self-trust, discernment, and why intentional women are starting to move differently. All right, let's get into this. And again, divine rising to you, queens and kings. Something I've been noticing lately, and is how many women slowly stop trusting themselves while trying to build online because there's no such because there's so much noise, not so there's so much noise, so many opinions, so many strategies, so many people saying do it this way, post it like this, move faster, be louder, and after a while a lot of women stop listening to themselves completely. And so and I definitely relate to that. This is why I'm here, because the thing is, I got tired of the opinions and the strategies and all the things that that are out there that they're saying, to if you're not doing this, you're not you're not displaying your business. I'm like, be louder about your business. I'm like, we're all in business and everybody wants people to know about their business, right? I mean, but there's a way to do it. I believe that there's a structured way to do it. I mean, especially when you have a lot of competition in certain industries, there is a lot of competition out there. So you have to be able to figure out these things and what's going to work for you and start trusting your inner being when you're online. You got to start trusting you. So we're going to go ahead and I mean, if you don't know who I am, I'm like, I am Shakita, the um, founder and CEO of Quiet Queens Academy and Shakita and Me No Secrets, as well as the Elevate Health Coach. And so, like I said, you see some of those things pop up, the other brandings pop up sometimes, but right now my focus is Quiet Queens Academy. Excuse me. Excuse me. So, yes, my focus is Quiet Queens Academy because it is structured around my actual business, and basically, it is for the women um who are introverts such as myself. Believe it or not, I guess I'm just kind of like a balance, but I'm more or less introvert than anything. And I'm very green um when it comes to things, but like I said, let's get into this topic on today. Excuse me. Why so many women stop trusting themselves online. Let's get into this. My first point is about the consistent noise creates internal confusion. So when someone is constantly consuming different directions, it becomes harder to hear their own clarity, to hear themselves. And I think that's why so many women feel mentally exhausted online, because they're trying to follow too many voices at one time. And I know, I don't know about you, and if you're out there, you're watching this, how many times do you feel? I mean, have you ever felt that way? Not how many times. Have you ever felt that way, where you're hearing so many voices but your own, and you're still trying to figure it out? And the thing is, and things are still not as clear as you want them to be. So I'm here to tell you today, it's time to start listening to yourself. I mean, in moving how you feel that's necessary for you to move, and how you feel like that you're going to get results with what you're doing. So let's talk about self-trust that changes the movement. And so I noticed sometimes, in something interesting, that women move very differently once they trust themselves again. There is less forcing, less comparison, less emotional reaction, less chasing everything they see, because clarity creates steadiness. And what we want to be steady in our lives, right? I mean, thing is, who wants to be forced to do anything? I mean, and if you're going to be comparing anything, comparing to your next best self, as I hear a lot. And basically not emotionally reacting. I mean, I see a lot of emotional reaction online. I mean, I am one that I'm online, but I get on and I do what I need to do, and then I'm off. Because I don't want the exhaustion, the overwhelm of being presently online. So, um, but I see how people really emotionally react to some of the things that are being said online, and it's really crazy because people get so emotional about something that doesn't have anything to do with them. And that, my friend, is not good. I mean, that is like really got your nervous system in overdrive. And what we want to do, we want to regulate our nervous system, right? We should have a regulated nervous system that, we have that calm phase or that peace that we have about ourselves, right? So why quiet women often overthink? Why is that? Especially introvert women, because quieter women usually observe deeply before they move. And I'm an observer. I don't. I used to be that person. I used to be the one that chased the shiny objects. I mean, I'm over here, I'm over there, I'm everywhere, right? Um, but I started being an observer. I started observing, which more in let me say, being more aware of me observing, because I've always been an observer. I always observed before I did anything, or even talk to anybody. I would listen to the conversation. So, like I said, quieter women usually observe deeply before they move, but in a louder online, environments, the thoughtfulness sometimes get mistaken for hesitation, when really a lot of women are just trying to make sure something actually aligns before giving their energy to it. And that makes sense. I mean, you should want to make sure something aligns. It's like this morning. Um, I like I said, we get on this call every morning, and they drive out really great points about certain things. And I know I spoke about a color of red. We got a color of blue, yellow, green. Um, and these are personality types. You have your red, uh who's full of excitement and will jump to anything. Here you have your blues, it's like they like to have fun. You have your greens, who are very analytical, um and I would say observant, the data driven. And then you have your yellows, who are the caring and passionate individuals. And I like to feel that, I'm a little bit of the green and the yellow, more of green than yellow. But I do care about the next individual. And that's to say also in business, even when partnering with someone. I mean, I want to know, you know, if they have vision. I mean, if they know that, getting in business, there's structure, there's long-term stability, that things don't happen immediately. It can, but I mean, realistically, it's not going to happen that fast. I mean, and and I think, taking your time and really aligning with the right people is very important, because then you will have that long-term stability. You'll have that structure, you'll have that duplication, because you're aligning with people who have vision, who understands, who I would like to say, who understands to understand, you know, what the model is and what it's about, and how you're going to have to move within it, right? So let's think about, being observant, before we take action, before we move. And you don't have to be loud to do these things, right? You don't have to be, you know, you can be, I say you can be excited, but I mean, excitement doesn't require you to be louder. I mean, I'm humbly excited about everything that's going on in my life. You know, I'm I'm excited about it, but I'm not shouting to the top of my lungs, or, shouting out to everybody about my excitement. That that's a conversation, when we talk about excitement. Um, and like I said, Lauren, yesterday, excitement doesn't move. get you moving, but alignment does. So let's get into the next point, and then I'm going to get off of here in just a bit. So why Quiet Queens Academy exists? Let's talk about that. That's like I said, I brought that up. You know, the brand, it does exist, Quiet Queens Academy, and as I did put it in the comments, if you'd like to be a part of that community, and you can just click on it and join. You do have to log. You do have to create a login, a username and password to get access to it. And I don't know who's on here, who's tuning in, who's watching. I have no idea because I hadn't looked. Um, just moseying on with my day. Let me see here. But if you are tuning in, thank you for tuning in with me. Um, and let me know where you're tuning in from. And if you find value in what I'm saying, share it. Share. I think, did I do this? I don't even know. I think I did. Or did I not? No, I didn't. I will remember that. All right. Um, I hope I don't share it twice, but okay if I did. All right. But in any event, why Quiet Queens Academy exists? That's honestly one of the reasons I created Quiet Queens Academy is because I wanted a space where women could think clearly, slow down mentally, understand structure, right? And build without constantly feeling emotionally pressed. Um, a space where women could learn without feeling like they had to become someone else online to succeed. I mean, and really, we don't measure our success based on other people or of the monetary value of how much money you have in your bank account. Success means more than just that, right? It means way more than that. So so inside Quiet Queens Academy, I've been organizing free training around the exact things I keep seeing women are having challenges with mentally while building things like stop chasing, the posture shift, calm conversations that convert, the business model explained. Because once women understand structure, sustainability, and how things actually work behind the scenes, they stop moving from confusion and start moving with more intention. And like I said, this is intentional. All right. This right here is intentional. This live is intentional. I intentionally come on here not because someone is saying, "Hey, you need to go more. You need to go live more. You need to post more. You need to do this more." No, I'm doing this is because this is what I intentionally want to do, and it's quiet, it's calming, and and I enjoy it, and it's not forced. I'm not pressured to do anything, and I do it with a structure. I'm very clear about what I'm doing. Um, and this can become sustainable long term if I just continue to just do it, right? I mean, because consistency does show up. I think consistency shows up with intentionality. So with that being said, I just want to share that this morning because a lot of women are more capable than they realize. They just spent too much time disconnected from their own clarity, trying to follow too many external voices. And I think more women are starting to realize peace mentally matters too. Appreciate everyone listening this morning. I am Shakita with Quiet Queens Academy of Quiet Queens live this morning, morning live, or whatever you want to call it. But like I said, listen to your own internal being. You have that internal voice that is speaking to you all day long. And I like to call it also your higher self. Your subconscious is your higher self. I mean, I can go into a whole, rabbit hole on that right there. But when you hear that voice, that still voice, when you're quiet enough and you can hear, because like I said, when you got so much noise around you, you cannot hear yourself. You cannot hear your higher self, the subconscious mind, the subconscious voice, if I may. So, but anyway, like I said, appreciate y'all stopping in with me. I am Shigitha with Quiet Queens Academy. Y'all have a divine day, and I will talk to you soon. I probably should have stopped my stream first. All right.